This is Life Matters, and I am your host, Dr. Mildred Fay Jefferson. And we are bringing to you our program, which is an informational program, but we have some exciting news for today. However, before we get to that exciting news, I want those of our guests who are not familiar with our program, which is sponsored by the Margaret O'Hara West Roxbury Roslindale chapter of Massachusetts Citizens for Life, to read the mission statement so you will know what our organization is about. You will see it on the screen, but I always read it instead of saying it because I want to remind myself that we're not just another program, not just another organization. In recognition of the fact that each human life is a continuum from conception to natural death, the mission of Massachusetts Citizens for Life Incorporated is to promote respect for human life and to defend the right to life of all human beings born and preborn. We will influence public policy at the local, state, and national levels through comprehensive educational, legislative, political, and charitable activities. And now it is my very great pleasure to introduce two guests today, and two guests who are bringing us wonderful, wonderful news. We will be celebrating on October 1st, the first Sunday in October this year, 2006, the 20th anniversary of Mass Citizens for Life's Walk to Aid Mothers and Children. And joining us today are two of the top honchos in getting this walk on. The first is the chairman of the walk, Mrs. Elinor Rafferty. Welcome, Elinor.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And the second is Mrs. June Newman, who is our chairman of the Media Committee for Massachusetts Citizens for Life. Welcome, June, and consider your hand shaken. Since I don't want to reach across Elinor. Now, Madam Chairman of the walk, please tell us how long you have been involved in getting the walk on, and did you ever participate in it before you were actually running it?
No, I tell you, I was working in Washington, D.C. when this walk was originated by Teresa Hanley.
Yes, Teresa,
yes.
Now later President
yes.
Teresa Hanley.
Yes, she was president, and I was in New York. I was in Washington working at that time. So when I came home, I think that was probably the end of Teresa's
term as president.
Mm-hmm. And in 1998, I think I became president, and I had somebody come in and train all of us to teach us how to run a walk. And so we've been doing it ever since.
Wonderful. And June?
And I'm committee chairman for the media, which advertises everything that we as Mass Citizens for Life board directors want to advertise. And this year we have advertised the walk on October 1st. And we had you, Dr. Jefferson, do a sound bite, and Connie Murphy. Wonderful sound bites advertising our walk and letting people know that we welcome everyone, and we're particularly addressing young people, youth.
Ah, excellent. Well, if we are making a special invitation to young people, I hope everyone who is listening will make sure it gets to every student that you know so they can become walk sponsors in their schools, no matter where they are, whether they're here in Boston, in any of the suburbs, out in the western part of the state, down on Cape Cod. And later you will see a copy of one of our signs announcing the walk. And when you read it, I hope you will understand this means that it is sponsored not just by Massachusetts Citizens for Life Incorporated, which is under the tax category, 501c4, which means we as an organization don't have to pay taxes, but contributions to it are not tax deductible. But the walk is being sponsored by Mass Citizens for Life's charitable trust, so that when you hear the information about sponsor sheets, you can call in and get your sponsor sheet even though you may not mean to walk, and you can either sponsor some other walkers or you can make a generous donation which will be tax deductible, and you would make out that check to the charitable trust, Massachusetts Citizen for Life, or MCFL charitable trust. Now, Elinor, tell them something about what does this walk benefit? You know, it says walk to aid mothers and children, but in what way?
Well, that's all explained to people on, this is our sponsor sheet, and everybody should have a sponsor sheet.
Now, how do they get that wonderful sponsor sheet?
You call, well, some of them, we've sent out many sponsor sheets. Some of them will get them at church, some of them will get them at schools, but if that isn't the case for you, you simply call Mass Citizens for Life, 617-242-4199, extension 2.
Yes, that's simply enough. 2, not 1, but 2.
Extension 2, and you leave your message as to how many of these sponsor sheets that you want. And also, if you're interested in having a table, you should also leave that information.
Oh, good. But so you have tables available for groups that would like to display what their organizations do.
Right.
Now, I know you help more than 40 organizations. Can you just tell us something about some of these organizations?
Well, there are 45 organizations that benefit from the walk. For instance, a Woman's Concern. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with a Woman's Concern. The Bethany Christian Services of New England, Brockton Catholic Charities. It goes on, and then of course.
And those who saw our program 2 weeks ago would have seen Director Marilyn Burney of Friends of the Unborn.
Yeah, from Quincy. Yes. And so these people provide all different kinds of services to these people. Whatever it takes to help a woman carry her child, her baby, to term.
And to take care of mother and baby once the baby is here.
Yes.
Now, people sometimes get confused because we have a big walk on January 22nd every year in Washington, and people come from all around, from the far corners of our country, coming into Washington for the walk, which is a wonderful witness. But our walk on Sunday, our 20th anniversary walk to aid mothers and children, is a fundraiser. And we want everybody walking to have a sponsor sheet. And I know you have some special thoughts along that line, don't you, June?
Well, I was just thinking that each one of these organizations provides a service for that woman. And without this walk aiding them, many of them would really be in serious difficulty. It's just a wonderful opportunity we have to reach out to these organizations. And it is a fundraiser that is going to go ahead and just help. Elinor has a picture of these.
I wish we
beautiful,
had a larger one so you could see our beautiful babies. We've got 3 beautiful babies here representing practically everybody on this earth who has some. Oh, you do have one. Everybody on this earth who has any kind of relative in Massachusetts is represented, because we are here to serve everyone. We are one family, and we want to make sure there are women and children who need our help, that it is available, but it's also open to everyone. So that means anyone who has a school, anyone who has a church, we want to hear from you at 617-242-4199. Extension 2, because whether you have one child or two, whatever kind of pregnancy help you need, and trying to find something for the young woman or girl who doesn't know quite how she's going to manage. She may be trying to finish her education. And we cannot even imagine some of the circumstances, but just to know there is someone here and that we can get so many people together. You know, there may not be a great deal we can do individually. We may not be in position to sit down and write a nice check for $5,000. But if enough of us come together with these sponsor sheets and making sure that everybody walking has a sponsor sheet, you know, we have a registration fee, which I think is about the lowest registration fee you have for any walk. It's only $5. And that $5 is only charged to anyone 18 and over. So, you know, we'll have lots of people in this walk who are below 18, and some will only be a few weeks old, so that they have to be carried by someone else. Well, I want someone, and June, I know you have ideas along this line, but I want someone to provide a sponsor sheet for every single individual who is in the line of march.
I guess I was just thinking in terms of the day itself. It's a wonderful day. It's an exciting day to see people of all ages gather for one reason, because they believe in and support life.
Yes.
And want to encourage others to keep their babies and to just be together as a group, hearing the speakers, the dedicated speakers, young people that will be there as our speakers, young mothers who have, because of this walk, been able to carry their babies to term, and they're there in attendance with their babies. It's exciting. I would encourage everyone. I would encourage churches to get their youth groups to come. It's a very easy place to get to.
Yes.
Either drive or take the T. I would just encourage everyone who is interested in life to be there.
Because we are right here in the heart of Boston, right on the edge of Boston Common, where Boston Common, Charles Street, and Beacon Street come together. That is exactly where we start the line of march. Now, what time are they supposed to be there, Elinor?
Well, it tells everything on this poster, which I should have mentioned before, that when you call in, you'll also get one of our posters, or as many posters as you want. It's October 1st, and the registration and pre-walk celebration starts at 1 o'clock. If you come earlier than 1 o'clock, you can register also. But the walk itself starts at 2 o'clock.
Well, I particularly like that sign. Nice, clear, tells exactly what you have to do and what time you have to do it.
Right.
Well, I certainly hope that everybody will participate. And remember, in this, your motivation is to help those who need your help. You don't really have to make any kind of political statement. You don't have to make any philosophical statement. All you have to do is be a helping friend and neighbor. And I would think you could do that no matter what your position is on abortion, no matter what your position is on anything. So I would hope that you would just think only of the women and children that could benefit from your help. You know, we have a saying, we love them both. In fact, some of you may remember a few years ago, Mass Citizens for Life had a billboard campaign saying, we love them both. But we have expanded that. We say, because we love them both, we love them all. We love the whole family. And we have this walk to aid mothers and children because we know by doing so, we are helping the family. And when we say aiding mothers and children, we're also aiding fathers and children, because there are some fathers who are bringing up their children alone. And they have done so because they felt their responsibility and didn't want some unprepared young mother to have to bring up a baby alone. So there's so many ways to help. And again, especially for those who are not responsible for their own bills, students, this is a way where you can do in service what you cannot do in money. And I think people in general are somewhat more likely to sponsor a student walker than they are an adult, aren't they?
Whatever it takes.
Well, I would like to lay out a challenge to our viewers and anyone else who might hear directly or indirectly about our walk. We would like to make this 20th anniversary walk the very largest walk we have had, and we wanted to bring in the largest amount of money. Unfortunately, we've had quite large walks in the past, and people want to come out and give witness. Well, this is not a witness walk. This is a fundraising walk. And I know you have some thoughts along that line too, don't you, June?
I just feel that in many times the people thought this was a rally, a time to get together and hear the music and just be part of the activity. But as you say, a rally doesn't bring in funds.
No, it doesn't.
Without funds, these agencies that are supported, they hurt.
Yes.
We want to help in every way we can. And so we want to make this a very worthwhile day. And please get your sponsor sheet, get that filled to capacity,
Yes.
and give out sponsor
There aren't
sheets.
many blanks on one sheet, are there, Elinor?
No.
I think they're only about, what, 20 or 25?
Yeah, take two. They're small.
Yeah, take two. They are
Um,
small. They'll fit
Let me
right
see.
into the lapel
well, I'd have to cut
pocket.
this 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Probably about, what would you say?
18.
18. 18.
Oh, I
yeah.
was wrong. I thought there were 20 or 25.
Yeah, no,
there are
18.
only 18 blanks
Yeah.
on
So you're gonna-
sponsor sheets. So essentially they are small. And I know that any enterprising student, certainly anywhere between 6th grade and 12th grade, college students at the beginning of the year may not have quite as much time, but I would think that any self-respecting student would have at least 10 people on their sponsor sheet. And I don't know whether I can get this backed up, but I don't want any student not to march because they don't have $5, because I certainly do intend to be carrying the hat around to make sure that we have registration coverage for every single student who wants to walk. So that I'm laying out the challenge to all of my fellow members of Mass Citizens for Life, joining me in making sure that we have a sponsor for every student, and making sure that every person who walks, even babies, have a sponsor sheet signed for them. Now, you have a program. I know that throughout, historically, through about the first 18 years, the music was provided by the famous Bullock Brothers. But now we have the sons of the
Yeah.
Bullock Brothers.
Last year we had the daughters of the Bullock Brothers.
Wonderful.
And this year we have the sons of the Bullock Brothers. And I've heard some of their music, and you're really going to swing. They're good. They're really
If you want to hear good music, good singing,
Yeah.
and good speeches from people who feel the way you do, some of them may feel differently from the way you do, but no one should feel different about helping women and children who need your help. And this is one place we can all join together. It will be a beautiful day, rain or shine, because in the Right to Life effort, and I don't know what about our allies or those who oppose us, we walk out whatever the weather is. And I can tell you that on the day of the presidential inauguration back in 2001, I was, where was I? In Wyoming. And I was speaking in front of the State House. And the temperature was 17 degrees below.
Ooh.
And there were babies in carriages, there were babies in arms. They didn't notice it at all. And I can tell you, I didn't really notice because I have a snowmobile suit that's good to 70 below. And I had taken my snowmobile suit with me, and I was very well prepared. So, as long as we don't have a hurricane on October 1st, we will be right there, rain, shine, sleet or snow, and we want all of you there joining us in this wonderful walk to aid mothers and children. Mm-hmm. Now, what would you say to the person who said, well, I can't really get to the walk. What am I going to do?
You can walk around your own neighborhood.
Exactly.
You can walk around your kitchen.
Yes.
You know, you can.
But you know, one thing I would suggest, they would get a poster. They could say stand in front of their homes about the time that we would be walking in Boston. Have someone take a picture while they are holding the poster and send it in. Mm-hmm. You know, that will give us something to put in the MCFL newspaper next year when we are announcing the walk again.
I was even thinking of the people that really can't get there.
Yes.
They can sign a sponsor sheet,
yeah.
and they can have other people sign their sponsor sheet.
Yes.
And 18 signatures with money coming in from that person will benefit these agencies greatly. So
yes.
There's always something for everyone to do.
Now, I always forget to tell our viewers that we are a call-in program. And I forget to tell you our number, which is 617-973-4848. And if you have a blocked line, you must remember to dial star 82 first, because you won't get in if you don't. So if you have a question, feel free to call us at 617-973-4848. But while you're thinking whether you have a question or not, I want to tell you once again, if you don't have immediate access to sponsorship sheets through any one of the 45 agencies that are being served by the walk, or through your own church or school, then please call the MCFL office 617-492-4199, extension 2.
It's 491.
Did I say
You
499?
said 492.
491. So let me say it again to make sure I didn't mix the letters up. I may have given you my own
471.
telephone number instead. 617
47
242
No,
4199.
471. The hell is it?
471.
No, our Mad Citizens number is 617-242-4199.
Okay.
And the extension is number 2. So that if you called our office, you can do so. But you can also get in touch with us by using masscitizensforlife.org, so that we are on Life Matters can be reached also now on the internet. We are lifematterstv.com. So one way or the other, there should be no way you can avoid participating in this walk. And why should you anyway? I have done the Jimmy Fund Walk. I did that in honor of my mother and in honor of Dr. Sidney Farber, who was the founder of the Jimmy Fund Clinic. I was there on the adult tumor therapy staff for quite a few years, so I have walked the marathon route twice. So many of the people who participate in the Jimmy Fund Walk should be interested in walking with ours. So I walked in the Jimmy Fund Walk. Why don't you come and walk with ours? Several times we've had the breast cancer walk on the day that we have walked. Many of those should be joining us in this walk. And are there other people that you can think of who participate in walks? The Walk for Hunger, for example. Almost everyone who participates in that walk should be willing to come and give us a hand.
Yep. I know there'll be a lot of college students
Yes.
looking forward to that. So,
June, what would you tell people who have not really been familiar with joining in the way we're asking them to do to specifically help women and children through agencies that are run by wonderful volunteers? But as you know, volunteer agencies don't have steady, sustaining incomes. They depend on the kindness of people.
I would ask them to come on October 1st. We have tables set up for those people that would have questions, and there are a number of people there that would be very happy to answer their questions. And so I would invite everyone, those that haven't participated in the past, please come, see what it's all about. It's a wonderful, happy, fun time, and above all, it benefits so many people.
Well, Mrs. June Newman, the chairman of our Mass Citizens for Life Media Committee, and Mrs. Elinor Rafferty, the chairman of our walk, I am so happy to have you with me today, and I am inviting every one of our viewers and all of the people that you can think of to come and join us on October 1st, 2006 for the 20th anniversary Massachusetts Citizens for Life Walk to aid mothers and children. Join us at 1 p.m. at the corner of Charles Street and Beacon at the edge of the Boston Common. Come at 1 o'clock. If you arrive earlier, you won't have to stand in line quite as long to register. And we want every person there, no matter what age, with a sponsor sheet. I was about to try to say, if you don't have a sheet, you perhaps shouldn't walk, but I won't say that. If you don't have a sponsor sheet, we will find one for you, and you can solicit while you're there to make sure you get it filled by the time you set off to walk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, the fight for the right to life is not the cause of a special few, but the cause of every man, woman, and child who cares not only about his own family, but the entire family of man. Join us next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. p.m. I get my days mixed up, for Life Matters. Thank you so much.